Okay, awesome. Here we go. All right, so thank you guys for coming. I am Lorena Allan, and I am a bronze ambassador here with Q. I am super pumped. Thank you guys for joining tonight. I know that everyone is so super busy. It's the holiday season. And my Friday nights definitely look a lot different than they used to be over 13 years ago. I know that on the graphic it stated that I am a sober mom. I have 4 boys, ages almost 3, 5, 7, and 9. And so I stay super busy with them. I'm able to still work my business, do this whole thing, which has been great. I have been sober for 13 years. Lots of different paths to recovery. There's lots of different ways of, tools to implement, ways to get there through the recovery process, to be able to find your thriving. So I'm not here to tell you any which way is the way to go. That is totally, completely unique to your individual journey. But I am here to share just a little bit about what I have found that's helped me, kind of share a little bit about how I used to feel, kind of what was going on before, and then when I found Q, how life has been since then. And so I am a major fan of finding all of the tools possible to be able to put in my toolbox or tackle box to be able to tackle all things mental health, which is a big passion of mine. And I love being able to advocate for that. So there's, like I said, there's many different ways of recovery. I took the AA program and got sober that way. I implement the 12 steps into my life. I work those 12 steps when I got sober and all the time since. So I make sure that I do the inventory. I make sure that I live right, make the next right choice, make as few amends as possible along the way, which nobody really likes to have to apologize, but in order to make sure that my side of the street's clean, we do that. And so, like I said, there's many different ways of finding that recovery. When I got sober, I did those steps. I got sober, did all the things, implemented prayer, implemented meditation, implemented all different types of things to help me. And all of those things did help. And they created the journey and the path that I took that's gotten me here today, which I'm grateful for. I will say that I still wasn't feeling like I was thriving. I still felt that underlying current of struggle, of feeling the gloom and doom, feeling anxious, feeling panic attacks happening, just a lot of different, not being able to focus, clarity. I had like a lot of the cortisol that happens with adrenal fatigue, women's issues. I mean, having some issues going into recovery and then having 4 kids within 5 years brings on a whole different set of challenges. And so I was struggling really bad. I was suicidal. There was a lot of different seasons throughout the years that I was suicidal, even before getting sober and then into recovery. And so I found some of the tools that, what do you want to say? Some of the tools that I found here have helped me with that. And some of the issues that I had that stem from it is TMJ. That stems from muscle or from mental health issues, and into my neck and down into my back. And so I wore a lot of it in my body. It was hard for me to release stress and release and be able to breathe, give my muscles the oxygen that they needed. And so I was in pain, constant pain. I was suffering, wasn't feeling like I was thriving. And so last year, a friend, I had posted on Facebook that I hit another point in my journey where my neck was like, I wanted to cut my neck off. I was in so much pain. I was crying on the floor, just a mess. And so I reached out on Facebook and was like, oh, great, here we go. Another episode, want to chop my neck off. And a friend of mine reached out and said, hey, I want to drop this off to you. Would you be willing to try it? I humored her. I said, okay, like I've tried everything under the sun, not sure that this is going to work. but we'll just give it a shot. And so she dropped it off and last April, and that cream started working and taking away the discomfort that I felt. And so I was like, you know what? Everybody needs this. Like, I don't care if you think that you need this, you need this, because if this is working for me, how many other people out there could this be working for, and providing that relief? And so I joined as an ambassador, didn't get started because of my mental health issues. And so, going through that and realizing that you've just signed up for this business and you're not working it, I felt like this. I felt this pull to do it, but I couldn't bring myself to do it because it was just one more thing on my plate. I was already struggling. I couldn't think about anything else. And it wasn't until August when my son needed support, and that's a whole other, story to tell, but he needed support for some of the issues that he was having. And so through that doctor's visit, being able to say, hold off on medication, let's try the tools here. I ordered the tools for him and I ordered the tools for me. And so I started with the micronutrient QMax, and I started with him on that and the oil. And I started myself on QMax, the biotics, and the product for inflammation, as well as the oil. And so just through us getting started on those products, I wanted to kind of do it as a bonding experience. Not only did I know that I needed supplemented, because I had tried piecing things together along my journey, because I knew that things were not quite right. I knew I needed something more. I knew I wasn't feeling like I was thriving. And so I decided to order my products with his. And so through us trying those products, he not only found relief and support that he needed, but I did too. And we got kind of healthy together on this journey. Now my entire family uses these products because just overall foundational health is key. Big fans of prevention over prescription, which is huge. And I am not opposed to prescriptions. My husband's a pharmacist. We get the need for both. And so through him getting that support, I was able to start feeling like I was thriving again. I was starting to feel like, oh my gosh, that fog had lifted. I wasn't looking at life through this like straw. I felt like this is what normal people feel like. Like, this is so strange. I remember going out to my mailbox and being like, wow, like I feel like the film is gone and I can actually see life for what it is and experience it in the way that I had been dreaming and praying for. And so through that journey, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get started. I'm going to do these things. They say that there's these systems. I saw the trainings. I saw the opportunity calls. I saw everything at my fingertips. And I said, I'm going to get started. I remember sitting down at my dining room table and being like, okay, here we go. We're going to do this thing. And so I got started. I got busy. I started connecting with people. I started sharing what we've noticed, what we've experienced. And I was like, okay, well, if I can get my products covered and get a paycheck, then I'm in. And so I got to work and I was able to get double the amount of product for free and get a paycheck. So I was like, okay, let's do that again. Let's just keep it going. And so it snowballed since then. And in January, I went to convention, was on stage giving this speech for being #1 in the company. Something I had no idea was coming, and it was totally insane, totally like bizarre. I'm like, oh my gosh, like people were like, get up there. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. And so being able to do that, but that to me meant the world because of all of the struggle that I experienced in my life. That was not like, oh my gosh, I'm so awesome. That was like, God, look at what you're doing. Like, look at what you're doing through this, being able to take my pain and put purpose to it and passion to be able to help other people. Like, there's nothing that can compare to that. And so there I was able to meet Jake Spencer. He is the president of the company. He's so amazing. He's so passionate. He has experience in the field, which is huge. He put his arm around me as I'm crying on stage and was coercing me, telling me where to go, because I was just like a hot mess and this is crazy. And so that meant a lot, even just putting his arm around me and kind of guiding me as I'm like frazzled. And so I met the CEO, Mark Wilson. He's a 2-time quarterback champion for the Raiders. Meeting him, he's super humble. I shook his hand and said, "Thank you for doing this. Thank you for everything that you're doing to enable me, someone that's in sobriety, that had a messed up past, to be able to succeed and to be able to feel that thriving again, not only with the products that I was on, but just through the business and working this and being in this community of these people." And so that was huge. We've been in rapid expansion. We have global businesses. Since I've been here, I know that we've opened the UK. We just opened Mexico. Malaysia's coming. We are in global expansion, like rapidly. It seems like every time I turn around, there's a new country that's opening, which is fantastic to be able to have that residual income within this space. So we've had the 700% growth since 2017, but we have the stability because the product and the business have been around since 2012. It was in 2017 that Jake Spencer joined up with Mark Wilson and said, "Okay, let's revamp this, let's redo the comp plan." And we've had that 700% growth since then. So we have that stability, we have the global expansion. And Forbes magazine says, like, the best time to get into a business is when you have that global expansion and you're releasing new products, which we are releasing new products, cutting edge technology constantly, which is great as well. So I met them at convention. They are super, super humble. I love the fact that they connect with us. I messaged them happy Thanksgiving. They message back with replies, not just like, you know, coerced messages that are just like typed up robotic. And so they're very personable, and having those leaders to be able to pour into you has been fantastic. Like I said, with the cutting edge technology and the products, we have 50 categories of products that we have to be able to offer people. And offering people something outside of just 1 or 2 things is great, because how many times a day do you hear somebody say, "I'm tired"? How many times a day do you hear somebody talk about discomfort or pain? How many times a day do you hear somebody talking about mental health or gut issues or the inflammation? Sleep. I mean, just lots of different ways that people are struggling and need support with. And so we have all these categories to be able to help people with those, which is huge for me. And it creates that passion to be able to put purpose to my life, which is what I was looking for. I was looking for something to do that that gave me that purpose and that fulfilled my overall purpose for life. And I wanted to go back to work and do something that was meaningful. But going back to college, I did not want to go into debt. And to be honest with you, I'm not really a college person. I would rather like go have fun and like do other things and not necessarily sit in a classroom all day. I did get my health coaching certification since coming here, just because knowing what's going on within my body is important. Being able to help my kids within their health is important, and being able to pay it forward to other people is important to me. So I was able to do that during COVID, which is totally crazy. I was like, okay, well, I guess this is where like it really matters if I'm really going to go through and do this or like dip out. And so I just pursued it because I'm passionate about this. So I wanted to kind of talk about a little bit about the kids line that just came out as well. So not only do we have the Q Core for adults, we have all the other lines that help people with sleep, inflammation, all of that, but we just came out with a kids line. And that kids line has the micronutrient within it, as well as the biotics, as well as the product for inflammation. And it has immune support with elderberry in it. And so being able to invest within our kids and their health is so important. And especially having 4 kids, knowing lots of moms, it's super easy to be able to recommend these products when you hear, that their kids are struggling, or that they're having issues like tummy troubles, or not sleeping, or anxiousness, not being able to sit still and having tantrums and meltdowns and stuff like that. So not saying it's a cure for any of those things, but it's definitely a great support to be able to offer that and have that in my toolbox as well. So I wanted to kind of take a second. I want to bring on my friend Tara Reed. She is a wife and mama of two, and I love the passion that she brings here to Q, and just wanting to be able to help people. So I wanted to share just a little bit more on her favorite product and why she loves doing this.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me share. So I'm Tara Reed. I live in South Florida, but I'm going to share with you guys a little bit about our full spectrum hemp, and it's called Fuse. Um, so I have been on this product for over 10 months now. I've been with Q since February, and I had been looking for healthy alternatives about 6 years ago when my sister passed away due to suicide, which is why I have such a huge passion sharing these tools to help people with mental health. But um, essentially, when she passed away, she was very heavily medicated. And like Lorena was saying, there's nothing against prescription drugs, but when she passed away, I was determined to not get on them. I actually worked really hard with my doctor to not try them because I was so scared of what was going to happen. My mother has mental health issues. She's bipolar and she's also an alcoholic. So I was really scared postpartum having my baby. You know, she was 3 months when my sister passed away. I was really scared what was going to happen with me. And I was seeing a grieving counselor at the time, and the counselor told me, she said, you know, Tara, the only thing about you is that you're just a little bit more resilient than your sister. And when she said that to me, I was like, it was like almost like I had this choice of, okay, I can choose to go down two different paths here. And I became really intrigued by full spectrum hemp. Well, um, I did try I did try the Prozac. I got on Prozac for a few months and I was having such severe side effects. I was scared. You know, I felt like, okay, am I going to be just like my sister? So I stopped that and I quickly transitioned to a very popular name brand hemp. And it worked for a little while. It took me quite a few months to feel the benefits. And for me, I really struggled with sleep. I couldn't get to sleep. Um, I would have a difficult time just taking deep breaths and slowing down and, um, the elephant on the chest type feeling. And as I got um, to having a second child and still, being the mom and doing all the mom things, that anxiety started to grow. And it wasn't until this February of this year, trying our products, um, I noticed a difference within the first week of taking it. And that was huge for me because even little things like just getting ready for the day and thinking about what I need to get done, where I need to be, that's where my anxiety manifests of like, how am I going to get through the day and how am I going to get all these things done and how am I going to make sure everybody has their lunches packed and to school on time and getting places. So that's where my anxiety manifests. And for me, when I take that, it goes away. And I feel like I can be a better mom. And the longer that I've been on it, the more and more benefits I've had. My sleep is great now. And I don't stress about the day anymore. I wake up, I take my little bit of hemp, and that's good for me all day long. And I've gotten to the point now where I don't have to take it before bed. So the longer that you're on it, the better your results get. But now I'm to the point where like I just noticed it like a few weeks ago. I was like, man, I really don't need it for nighttime anymore. I've gotten to the point where like my body has, kind of completed all of the cannabinoids. So I don't know. It's changed my life, and yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to share.
Yay, thank you. I appreciate that so much. I love how you talked about it like helping you to be a better mom. Because that's something that I struggled with. I struggled with a lot of guilt because I wasn't able to respond in the ways that I wanted to. I wasn't able to do the things with my kids that I wanted to do. I remember first posting when I joined and got on these products. I remember posting that I used to put my kids to bed at 7 p.m. I don't care what age they were. I don't care, like nothing. It was 7 p.m. because I was exhausted. I was tired. I could not go another second. I wanted to cry. By 7 p.m., I was done. And so now being able to have the deficiencies within my body met through the products, and having a lot of those issues worked out and healing my body, I'm able to respond better. Instead of like reacting, I respond. Well, not every time, like 8 out of 10 times. Sometimes they just drive me crazy. I'm like, I can't take anymore. And then I'll just go reach for my hip. But and it's great that the fact that they can take these tools. So not only do we have the kids core, but my kids ask for the twist that has the CBD in it, so they can microdose all day long. And it's great the fact that their favorite flavor is the calm, even though they take it from me because I need the calm, but the more calm that they are, the better that I do. But I love that you say that, because being on the products also is what has enabled me to do the business. I wouldn't be able to do the business. Like I said in the beginning, I did not do the business in the beginning because I struggled. And so being able to help within my health, help my brain, help me respond better to life, process stress, I'm better able to take something else on. And now that it's producing and I'm able to earn an income from this, I kind of switch over more attention to this. And so just through $40 of becoming an ambassador, ordering a few products a month that I'm personally going to use anyways, I'm able to create paychecks, which is fantastic because like I said, I wanted something to be able to do. But I wanted the freedom. I wanted to be able to take my kids to the bus stop. I wanted to be able to pick them up from the bus stop. I wanted to be able to go to sporting events with them and go to their games. I wanted to be able to go to, I don't know, muffins with mom, and they have that at school, and be able to cover my husband when he goes to donuts with dad, like I want to be able to show up for my kids when things are important to them or things are important to me. I didn't want to have to go and work for somebody else and be on their schedule. I wanted to be my own boss. And so this has been amazing to be able to pay that $40, work it from my phone or wherever I'm at. I was just in North Carolina and working my business on and off throughout the day. And so being able to have that flexibility and time freedom doesn't always mean you have a whole bunch of time on your hands, but it's making sure that you're designing your life and you're creating the freedom throughout your days and your weeks of living the life on your own terms. And that's what I love about this, is that I'm able to like pick up my dreams again and not just chase dreams. Like I'm talking about like thinking about what you want and having that vision and being able to have the confidence in knowing I can do that. Like my dreams, I know clear as day that I can achieve them because I am mentally, physically able to do so. And I am in a vehicle that can take me there. That's important. You have to find that. Like otherwise for me, it was like my dreams were way back in the dust through all my years of sobriety and drinking and mental health and all of that. Like I dropped my dreams a long time ago. And being able to refigure out what my dreams are with my family and my husband has been life-changing for us. And so through being able to have this e-commerce store online, being able to funnel people through to that store, being able to grow a team and having that with that sense of community, which is huge, has been life-changing. Having the FFM program that we have here. So we don't do like cars and shopping trips and that kind of stuff. We focus more on being able to provide that financial freedom for people and provide some of that relief within families, and focus a little bit, not focus on debt, but being able to pay off debts and being able to open up retirements. We opened up a retirement account for me because I didn't have one being a stay-at-home mom. And we've been able to almost pay off one of our credit cards, and we're getting ready to pay off more. So being able to be in a better position financially as well has opened up and unlocked those doors too. So I wanted to take a second here and invite my friend Kristen Penfound. She is a wife and mama of two. She is also a dog groomer. She owns her own business. So she knows what it's like to be busy and be able to work this. But I did want her to share a little bit about her financial experience here within this company and what it's been able to do for her. So, Kristen, take it away.
Hey, thanks so much, Lorena. It's an honor to be invited on to talk to you guys. Sorry about the dog in the way. He's actually not even mine. So funny. This is my ex-husband's dog, and he's having some issues. The ex-husband is having some issues right now. So the dog is living with me. Anyway, I appreciate you inviting me on here to talk about my story with FFM and my time with Q. I've been with Q for 2.5 years. And I am a traditional business owner. I have been for 21 years, and it has served me really, really well. But the truth is that everything you hear about owning traditional business is kind of a lie. I think that everybody assumes that when you start a brick and mortar business that you have all this time freedom and have all this money. And I have a successful business. However, it cost me a lot of time and a lot of missed time with my family and a lot of money to run. And so I found myself in a pretty serious debt situation when I started with Q, and when I was able to tap in. So when I first started, the FFM wasn't available. It was actually still in the beta testing stages. And it was about 9 months after I joined that it opened up to me, and I immediately jumped in and took on the coaching, and had to face some very hard truths about our financial situation, our spending habits, kind of what we earned, what we owed, and where we were. And I'm proud to say that 20 months into this program, working with these amazing coaches, I was able to pay off 10 credit cards, $25,000 in credit card debt. And listening to Lorena talk about mental health, if you've never been in that kind of debt, you have no idea what it does to your brain and your heart. And, you know, we have products that help us sleep. And I was really grateful for that, because I had a hard time sleeping at night knowing what was sitting on my shoulders and sitting on my plate. So, you know, having somebody coach you and not judge you and not have to pay for it and guide you through changes in your life that are necessary but are really hard to face was really amazing. And I'm proud to say that not only have I paid off all that debt, but I am 10% on my way to the 1,000K club, or the 100,000K club. And that's not in earnings, that's in savings. I went through a divorce in 2010, and I haven't had a savings account since that happened. So I'm just really, really pleased to say that I have that much in savings. And that really has just been in the pandemic year. I've actually managed to put that much money away in this year. So this program is second to none. No other company has it, and it's changed my life, and I know it will change other people's lives too. Thanks for asking me to be here, Lorena. I'm so honored.
Aw, I just love you. You're so awesome. I love how you talked about how like people are here to help you, and that you had that support and you have other people to help to guide you through that. Because sometimes when we get in these positions through our health or through our financial health, having that extra hand to reach out to you is kind of like that lifeline. And so that's one of the things that I love as well, is having that whole community around you, having the systems that we plug into. And I always say that I'm kind of like this outlet that just was waiting for something to hook into, to be able to flourish. And having the tools, product, and business here has helped with that. I absolutely love all of the support. We have practical ways of building your business that are going to work if you work them. So it's just like in the program of AA, how they say like it works if you work it. It's the same thing. Like, it works if you are willing to work it. And so we have the trainings, like I said in the beginning, when I got started, I hooked into those trainings. I hooked into these opportunity calls, going to the event in January, going to the events every event that I can since then, which is fun. Like, we need to be around people. And through this pandemic, we need each other more than ever, now more than ever. Sometimes we struggle with mental health and it's hard for us to connect. But having that one person that you join and kind of stepping stone it to the next person, and before you know it, you just have this sense of thriving here. And I love that we have the CEO calls every week or once a month. I love that we have the weekly Q News where we get updates and be able to connect. And I love having the Q Cares program. To me, like, my heart in being able to help people. And so we're able to help and to donate to kids that have special needs as well. So we are what makes this work, the community that we have, the systems, everything. And so I hope that something that I said tonight has impacted you, something that I said, whether it's for you or someone that you know. I hope that you are able to share the recording with some people as well, because I know that grabbing a hold of this and being on this for somebody that's currently struggling is difficult. And so I hope that you guys will just pass along the recording to anyone that you know is struggling, because it may be the tool in their toolbox that helps to unlock what they need to be able to thrive, like it has for me. So anyway, I hope that you guys have a great night and get with the person that invited you here, and I will see you all later. Love you guys. Bye.